Okay, so today I just want to talk about Call of Duty in general. Um, I think one day or 2 days ago they posted a blog post talking about skill-based matchmaking, what goes into it, what it is for them, and I don't know, I feel like they're telling the truth, but they're leaving out the truth, if that makes sense. Like they're telling a half truth, but they're not telling the full truth. And I think they're just lying, to be honest. Like, Call of Duty has been heading down, like heading in a downward spiral, Jesus Christ, for a long ass time. So in the blog post, they were saying that they're catering to bad or low skill players because they're more likely to quit the franchise and stop playing altogether. Um, well, guess fucking what? Even your hardcore higher skill players are also quitting. And I think it's just so scummy that at least they openly admit it, but it's just so scummy that it's even happening. And so they're basically saying that they don't really care about their regular player base. Because here's the thing, even if you are like a regular skilled player, right? You're casual, you may be a good player or you're slightly above average. Every time you get into a match, you're gonna feel like you're sweating. You're gonna feel like every engagement is the same. And that's not a good way to honestly run a business. And the way that they're running a business is just scummy in general. Like it's just really scummy. You have your player base, right? Here's the thing, like they're catering to casual to lower skilled players, but those casual players only play Call of Duty, let's say a few days out of a month, right? Let's say they're playing GTA, Destiny, Halo, or any other game, right? They're not dumping their whole time into Call of Duty. Okay, they're not invested in Call of Duty like we are. So they're not gonna be apt to dump a bunch of money like bundles or for cosmetics in the game. Like they're not gonna be spending a whole lot of money on the game because they're not spending a whole lot of time on the game. They're not invested. Okay? You wanna know how you make people invested in your game? You have a fun game! Not a fucking dog shit psyop psycho fucking test, whatever the fuck this is. Like, why? And you're like driving off the people that actually play your game. That's the shit that like gets me is like why? Sometimes like I want to go back to Call of Duty and play every once in a while, but I know that like it it's gonna be the same thing. Like it's not gonna change. Like nothing about it is gonna change. It's gonna be the same fucking shit fest every single time. And this is the problem is that like we're so hooked to Call of Duty and we think that like oh it's gonna change. It's not gonna change. The only way it's gonna change is that if we hit their money. It's the thing like they cater to the lower skilled casual players, but those players are not invested in Call of Duty like we are. Like the good players, the above average, and even above that. Like people like and Jev made a good video explaining it way better than I could. Honestly, way better than a lot of people could. Um, and and I don't know. Like I don't know how Call of Duty could be so blind. Like they just don't care. And I just don't understand it. Like they see that obviously they're losing player retention, and then they're blaming it on basically the good players, and they're gaslighting us and saying, "Oh well, since they're pub stomping lobbies, you're gonna make people quit the game because they feel like they're not winning." But here's the thing, though, is that like you put you put these people in these lobbies, right? they don't want to be in these lobbies, so they back out and they back out and they go into easy lobbies, right? You're not gonna stop the player base from getting what they want. They're either gonna quit the game or they're gonna find some workaround. So like I was saying, like, it just doesn't make sense. They're honestly just killing their franchise at this point for no reason. It's just sad. Like, why would you? And here's the thing, like, so there's different components that goes into their skill-based matchmaking that they say in their blog post, and it's ping, skill, matchmaking, your preferred game modes like Team TDM, or maps like Terminal. Um, whether you have voice chat on or off, which is strange. But it honestly aligns up with the secret patents that they have, which one is a voice, whether you get angry at the game, how your voice sounds, does it sound annoyed, does it sound happy? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of deep shit that this dives into. I don't want to say that they're lying, but they're not telling the whole truth.